This is Amigos PC. If you were looking for a highbrow, fancy, smart, regal podcast with hosts that love to talk about horse riding, badminton, and trips to the vineyard, you're in the wrong place. This is Amigos PC. If you're looking for drinking, random nonsense, stunts, shenanigans, and balls out craziness, you've hit the jackpot. This is Amigos PC, and this is Scott and Mark.
Wait, are we on already?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Amigos PC live on YouTube.
On YouTube?
With Kelsey Hudgins.
Yeah. Finally, we got it.
We did. Yeah, this took a little bit of time for us to get together.
Shh, don't pull away the mask.
Yeah.
It was seamless.
Not even just today. Like we've been trying to
Yeah.
get together here for
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
that's
bit.
true. That's true. Yeah. Then I fucked that up by ruining the magic then. That's what you meant.
No, the universe, man. The universe has been against us thus far, but damn them, we're going to do it anyway.
I blame COVID. It was COVID's fault.
Yeah, man. That and
went to that and everything.
That and shit, man. I'm in South Carolina and we opened everything back up, so everything's back to normal now, and I'm just
nice
playing shows for all of these good people.
Yeah, that was us too. What was it, a month or two ago? No, it was April, I think it was. When did we go to Sedona?
Yeah, it was April.
April. So
yeah.
April it opened back up for us. So it was closed for that month or whatever.
Yeah.
Arizona opened back up in April. Or no, it wasn't April. I think it was June. Because my anniversary was in April, and that's when we were supposed to go to Sedona.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
It was June. Yeah. I don't know.
Our anniversary is in March, and we were trying to plan it to go together.
Yeah. This whole fucking this whole world is like we don't even know what day it is anymore.
I know, man.
Fucking time warp.
Me too, man. I have no clue what's going on anymore.
Oh,
But we're gonna get another stimulus.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, maybe halfway through the month. See, and here's the thing. I love how they and a lot of people who were in a situation of not making a lot of money at the time when they found out they were going to be getting $600 a week plus whatever they were making. And I mean, that's great for folks who don't have a lot of overhead or things like that. But man, I don't know, like that didn't really cover a whole lot of what I was lacking in. Like,
yeah, it's not.
It didn't help at all. But hey,
yeah, exactly. Here you go. Here's your rent check for 1 month.
It's out.
It's supposed to last you 4 months, 8 weeks, or whatever it was. 2 months.
Which is hilarious because you think like, the government officials, imagine them getting that money instead of their check.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would fucking last on that.
No shit.
In their fucking mansions and shit and whatever.
And not only that, they're taking a vacation like this week. I think next they go back on vacation. Like that's why they're trying to get this whole stimulus thing organized and have everybody see eye to eye on that for over the next few days or tomorrow, I guess.
So yeah, they go on vacation for whatever the break is, but they feel accomplished because they got something done.
So here's the benefits of the elected official, right? They get their benefits, right? You have 1 year or 1 day of service of your pension for then, or what is or health insurance for whatever. I don't know the rules, but you get that. You basically, damn, where was I going with this? It just seems like they don't work that much.
Yeah. No.
Right. So it almost seems like this is why people work so hard to make it in, because they get so much out of nothing.
For doing nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Fun stuff.
It is indeed, man. I don't know. I was talking to somebody about the whole unemployment situation, and they were like, "Oh, people's making more money, not going to work now, so they're just sitting at home taking that." And I was like, "Yeah, well, that's not the case for all of us. Like, man, I could take all the money that they were going to give me anyway, and they still wouldn't. Like, it still wouldn't pay what I lost in the time when I sat at home. You know, like
yeah. So it doesn't even. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
But it's 2020 where nothing fucking makes sense anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we can't
hear you like, no, everything is clicking like it's supposed to be. No, it's just 2020. It's everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah. So do you honestly think 2021 is going to be better, or do you think it's going to be the same? Like, do you think, because I'm hoping that, 2021 we're like it's a restart, maybe things start getting better. Do you think that's what's going to happen?
2021 could be shit, but we've lived through 2020. So
that might be better.
So yeah, I think that it's just okay. This is like a higher grade of shit that we were in last year, but we're not where we were last year. So I hope so, man. I really do. I hope that 2021 is quote unquote better. But to be perfectly honest, man, I was quarantined before all of this. Like I quit drinking like 4 years ago, and like after I quit, and I live in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, which is the drinking capital of South Carolina, like famously. And I basically quarantined myself after I quit drinking because shit. I mean, I could go out and hang out with people, but if I'm not drinking, it's not that fun to be around drunk people, to be honest.
True.
If you're not drinking, it
can be annoying. That's
right. Sure. So yeah, I've been quarantined for about 4 years now, and I thrived during this time, man. I used it to all the time off. So I had no excuses to not do some of the things that I needed to do, like as far as get back on top of streaming a little bit more, and I build a computer, and
that's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah.
What have you been, in this whole binging in, world? What have you been watching? Anything on TV, Netflix, or anything that's been in this quarantine world that maybe that caught your eye?
Oh yeah. Of course I watched the Jordan documentary, The Last Dance.
I just finished that last night.
Man.
Yeah.
I have a bit about it where I was it's like I watched the Jordan documentary, and I guess I learned that it's okay to be competitive to a fault, and that he wouldn't have won 6 championships had it not been for Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman.
That's
like,
true.
I think that's what they're telling me.
Yeah. And how he was just a complete control and like just kind of a jerk in some cases, but it kind of seemed like that's what fueled them to win. I mean, there's really no other way to put it, really.
Right.
Have you seen?
I
only watched
which one?
the first episode.
I was asking Mark if he's seen any of it.
I just only watched the first episode. That's it so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to spoil the ending, but they win.
My question was, what took them 22 years or whatever, right, to do this story? Because I mean, obviously, they had the camera crews the whole time.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were following the whole fucking thing. So it's like, what took them so long? It's almost like they had to wait for someone to die or somebody who didn't want it to come out, which I'm guessing that GM guy.
Yeah.
He was
Krause.
Well, yeah, he was kind of the asshole the whole thing.
Yeah.
They portrayed him to be the asshole, but kind of him and Jordan kind of both seem like the villains in a sense.
Yeah. And I kind of sympathize with the Jordan character because I'm very much like that. Like, he's like a dictator in a way where it's my way or the highway, but in his way, and I'm that way in my band, and I've tried not to be in but I mean, at my core, that's just what I am, and I've sort of felt a connection with that, but I understand why he did that, because he's trying to show you here, look at this trophy. Yeah. Look at these rings. This is why I act this way. This is why I do that,
Right. Yeah, there was one part of it when I was watching that he was like, he was kind of calling out the guys like, hey, you know, you're not going to just be here on the coattails of it all. Like, you're not going to, like in his next 3 that he won.
Yeah.
He's like, he was talking about the first 3 that he already won. He was like, these 3, you know, the next kind of round of them that he won. He was like, I'm not going to, you know, you can't just come here, show up and think you're not going to do, like, I'm going to push you the whole practice. Like, to me, I was like, all right. You know, I get that. He's like pushing these guys, even if they're just going to be there on the bench, but
yeah,
he was pushing them. And that's what I think you need to be a winner.
Right.
And he kind of proved that, obviously.
Yep. They underestimated how hard he worked. He expected them to work as hard as he did. And
yeah. And that's, obviously, if he was pushing them like how he was pushing himself, then that's and be winners.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That was awesome.
So you're a big Kill Tony fan, right?
I am indeed. I love Kill Tony with all of my heart.
It seems like you're like intertwined with them a little bit more than I actually had known or expected. We've had a couple of the contestants on that have been locally from here. Like we had Tristan Bowling on our podcast.
Right on.
Yeah, we've had him on a couple times, actually.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Steve Uriz, he's been on there.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's been on our podcast, and he's been.
No, I know.
We talked about it.
Yeah, probably. I just didn't. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, he's hilarious.
But it sounded like you had made mention you and Red Band doing some streaming at some point, and then you've also had Joelberg on and Ryan J. Ebel on your podcast. Like, what got you into Kill Tony? And then also, I mean, how'd you make your connections with all the guys?
Well, what got me into Kill Tony was Ron White. Actually, Ron White was on Joe Rogan, and I'm from the South, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, bro. I love the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and like that was a big deal to me as a kid, or as a younger person. And Ron White, Joe Rogan Experience, they drank a bottle of his tequila, and he says, "I'm gonna go do this show called Kill Tony tonight at the Comedy Store with Tony Hinchcliffe." And I was like, dude, they are getting fucking hammered on this episode. He's going to go do another podcast after this. I was like, I have to see that. And lo and behold, I watched Kill Tony that night. And the band was the Blue Collar Comedy Tour guys. And I was like, oh shit, this is pretty interesting. So I watched the episode. And then the next autoplay, I'd been watching a lot of Tom and Bert stuff. So the next episode autoplayed an episode of Tom and Bert. And then after that, I was like, dude, I really like this show. So I went back to the beginning and I started watching it. And that's where my connection with the crew came in, because I hadn't really fucked with Twitter much.
Yeah.
I had like a dozen followers maybe. And when I started watching Kill Tony, I started on Twitter, just like live tweeting as I was watching the episodes, and like, oh shit, at Tony Hinchcliffe just got pissed off at Red Band because Red Band is being awesome with the soundboard or whatever it was. And like, then Red Band started retweeting me. And then like, I basically was like, oh shit. So these are like, okay, these people like interact with their fans. So I just started doing that. I started adding them on Twitter all the time when I was watching the show, and I binged the fuck out of it, like hard. I watched the entire Kill Tony series in like a little bit under 4 months. And
wow. Yeah, it's good.
I don't even know how you found the very first episode, but to binge all of that's
impressive.
That's for sure.
Well, you're getting your stimulus money. You're at home. I mean, you got the time.
I'm pretty sure this was before the stimulus.
I know.
Yeah,
you're getting paid to do it. I mean,
that's right, dude. I dedicated my entire life to watching Kill Tony at one point, and then because I've always been obsessed with comedy, and I think unless you're a psychopath, you kind of have to be, or well, especially maybe if you are, you kind of.
Yeah, it's either like it depends on where you are on the levels.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I mean, I've always liked comedy, and then just to watch the old episodes when they actually would like help people in their comedy, like they would give them pointers, and then you get like brilliant minds like Kirk Fox or Eric Griffin and people like that who give really insightful advice to up and coming comics. And then I was like, you know what, man? I've always been on stage playing music, so may as well just. I mean, I wanted to start doing stand up, so I just started doing stand up, and I basically utilized half of my time playing music on stage. We're in between songs where now I just run bits and see how they work.
So it inspired you to do comedy. And then I think I just recently saw that you did one of the virtual minutes for Kill Tony, right?
Yeah, man.
And how'd that go?
That one really cool. I had written a few like one-liners, which I like. I like the short, punchy jokes, and just wrote a few of those and recorded a minute standing in my living room. And I didn't put any kind of like frilly effort into it. All I did was use a real mic. And I sent it in every week, and then ended up getting on one of them. It was fun, dude. It was nice. Like it was cool because it seemed that they knew more about me than I knew they knew about me, and that was off-putting a little bit. Not off-putting, but just I didn't expect that, man.
You didn't expect it. You're like,
no,
I know who I am or whatever, but then all of a sudden they went in on you, and that's really cool, man.
That's good. So have you done any open mics or anything like that? Like, because I know you mentioned about doing stand up or anything. Have you tried or you wanted to or anything like that?
Yeah, there was a couple mics that have been around. There was one of them that I didn't really go to so much just because it was very blue, and I went to another mic that was kind of like, they didn't care. There was no, it wasn't like restricted on language or anything like that, which was cool. And then the Corona hit, basically. So this was just like, but those are actual mics. I get a lot of stage time with music, so I sort of keep them separate. Like I don't play funny songs. And I don't play like funny songs or anything like that. But after I get done playing my songs, I'll tell jokes and talk to the crowd for 4 or 5 minutes before I get back to the songs.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And did you just start live streaming like some of your sets that you did with when you're playing music at like a bar or anything like that? Because I just recently saw that too.
Yeah. I was, for a long time, I was just setting up my phone on a stand in front of us and just streaming straight from my phone and streaming my shows. But then YouTube they brought the hammer down on less than 1,000 subscribers. You can't go live from your phone.
Yeah.
So like I was already like a few months into streaming when that happened, and then I was like, all right, so I'll just Periscope a few of them then. So I started Periscoping, and then now I basically I record everything. I record audio to everything. And I'll stream a few of them on my channel after if the recording comes out fine. But
one thing you brought up YouTube. One thing I did notice is that you have quite a few. You're more than halfway to that 1,000 marker.
Yeah.
For live streams, like what did you do to grow your channel, basically to the points where it is today?
Short answer, I had a really good friend who had a lot of followers that put me on. Like One of my very good friends, Jamie, his name's Jamie Deluxe.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard of Jamie Deluxe.
Typing it now.
Yeah, there you go. And but yeah, Jamie Delux is a very good friend of mine.
The whole spelling.
There you go. Yeah, Delux. He's from Myrtle Beach. He's actually, we're friends at IRL, as the kids say. Yeah, so we've played music with the same people, and I found out he was a streamer, and he's got like a shit ton of followers, and I reached out to him to interview him on my podcast, and I started like being very active in his chat on YouTube, and I still have, and I still would be if we weren't doing Kill Tony things every night at in the Kill Tony Discord, which we'll get to later. But yeah, he's very cool dude. Interviewed him on my podcast, and he pretty much told a bunch of his followers to subscribe to me. That helped out a bunch. I went from like 30 followers to like 100 and something. And then this is the part you're not going to like. I got swatted. You're not going to enjoy that part of if you want the followers from that.
What does that mean? Swatted?
I don't know that. They kick you to the curb, like they don't want to be your subscribe to you.
Well, no, not in the sense of like a fly, but someone I registered I registered a website for the podcast, and I hadn't privatized it yet. Someone went on to the website I just registered, found my address from the website that I just registered, and during one of my live streams, it was a sports podcast I was doing at the time, got 11 distinct knocks on my door during one of my live streams, and it was a fucking SWAT team.
That kind of SWAT. Oh shit.
It was a SWAT team, guns a-blazing. Y'all, I had like 100 and something subscribers at this point. Like, it was like nothing. And I mean, I'm still very, very small, but like, this was like not even, I was just on the residuals from Jamie at this point. And like, they came in guns a-blazing. We just got a phone call that you've killed your wife and that you're going to kill somebody else. You've shot your wife in the face and you're going to shoot somebody else. And I was like, well, not married, start with.
Wrong.
Yeah.
House.
So
wrong house.
Yeah, wrong house. And like they knocked on my door. They were about to bust through the wall, and like they were trying to set up camp in my neighbor's house or my neighbor's apartment here, trying to set up camp in there to try to like listen through the wall or something. I don't know whatever, but they were going to bust in, and they were like, dude, I don't know if you know the guy, but he's like a really nice dude. He's streaming on the internet right now, because my neighbors know when I'm doing shit like this. It's like, he's streaming on the internet, and they were like, you should probably just knock on his door. Like, there's whatever you think's going on in there is not going on in there. But yeah, I was streaming, and like a fucking professional, first thing I do when I hear knock on the door, mute the mics. Because I'm not going to, if one of my friends has an opinion about sports that they just want to knock on my door while we're live streaming, just to pop in and say, I'm not going to give you airtime to do that. And that's what I thought was going on. But nope, just the SWAT team.
That's hilarious.
So guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
So many questions. So one of your neighbors, did you find like who did you think it was? Was it like, do you know who it was? Was it just like a wrong neighborhood altogether? Like, did you talk to the cops on the way out? Like, oh, like, good try, guys. You shook their hands. What happened?
No, like they intended to send them to my intended to send them to my address. Like, I was live streaming. It's something that people do to live streamers. When they find out you're streaming live, they get your address and they call the local police in that town. They never call 911 because 911 can trace calls. They always call like a front desk at like a police office or something like that.
Oh my God. So they,
yeah. Yeah. So like it's swatting is a thing. And I had apparently done a podcast about swatting with the Sunset Grill forever ago that I didn't even like. I was mostly like producing and kind of co-hosting that show. So it even slipped past me that we had even talked about it, but it didn't happen until I registered the domain, and the guy that got me got someone else in North Carolina with then like 30 seconds after he got me. So he made 2 calls and apparently enjoyed watching cops show up to people's houses.
Wow.
Yeah. Live on the internet. We're doing it live.
So that got you more followers because of that.
Yeah.
It validated me, honestly, in some sort of weird way. I was like, okay, well, there's that. And then basically I just started going live, man. Like I did a like almost 200 episodes of the MI Stuff podcast before I stopped doing that. And
I've been trying to talk to Scott into where we would PlayStation is about to have Command and Conquer relaunched.
Oh yeah.
I've been talking to him about us just live streaming it
like
on our YouTube
Dude,
channel.
we should.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just like we'll put a TV, stream it.
What about this right here? Okay, don't let live. What about being like old guys just playing old games from when they used to fucking play games?
Like we're playing Mario or
yeah,
some
like
shit.
some old shit like that.
Dude, I did that.
I don't know. Minecraft. We caught up to him.
But no, I did that. I 100% did that.
You tried that?
Oh, I did that. Like that was my thing. I would stream live Super Mario Brothers or Paperboy or
You were playing
Mike Tyson Punch Out. Yeah. Like I would stream that. I would tie green screens up against my wall over here and like set up microphone stands to hold them up. And I set a camera up on the TV.
It's assholes like us in our age that weren't watching it because that sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
But we we're not going to watch. I guess that's where that like we.
That's why I think that it.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
If we do,
oh yeah.
If we do Command and Conquer, like it's
a new one. It's a new one, and then it's
relaunching.
going to be like, okay.
No one's gonna do it yet, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm sure
they will.
But then we're doing it to
the new
generation.
Good
idea,
dude. I'm down. Let's do it. I'm down. We'll be a.
That's the thing.
Fucking thing.
That I think the trick was like figuring out something that you could do and stream, but it didn't feel like you were streaming. Like and the time goes by quickly.
Yeah, like you're having.
You can get you're having fun. Yeah. You get a good couple of hours of content, and you're also like, but it's not like you're getting content. You're actually playing a game or whatever it is.
Yeah,
fun doing shit and talking shit.
Yeah,
and then
I love that.
Like watching. I mean, because my kids watch all that shit all the time. They're watching people play games. To me, it's like, it seems silly to watch. Like I don't care to watch it, but
yeah,
people out there, they're gonna watch it. Yeah,
I'd like to do it twice. Once,
fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, once us trying to
shirts on. Second time, shirts off.
Well, pants.
Yeah,
off.
That's it.
There we go. See, mix it up.
Well, the first time we do it, like we just have the game and we're just playing, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time we've played through the game, so it's like we're doing a walkthrough.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Maybe. You mean what do you
like an in-game tutorial?
I'd rather.
Well,
I'd rather scrimmage though the whole time. I mean, I don't know how the game's gonna be, but
yeah,
that's what I'd like to do.
Just
instead of playing like the actual fucking
the missions.
I'd rather do the scrimmage and fight each other that way.
Yeah,
that's gonna be long.
Or we can co-op.
That's like fucking poker.
I don't. When Retaliation came out on PlayStation way back when, I stayed up an entire night with my cousin so we could co-op every single island on every single map on the actual game.
See, fucking,
that's commitment, bro.
It is. And then all of a sudden my dad was like, "Hey, I need you to come to my work and help us with some stuff." So I was up for at least 48 hours.
Oh shit! What game? That's back when you were younger that you'd want to play that maybe hasn't came back yet that you would want to play and do something like that.
What game would you want remastered or
remade?
like a
remaster that hasn't been done yet, or something like that you can think of. Obviously, it's on the spot because I can't think of shit. But
all right, like if I could get like a remastered version of the original Gears of War.
Okay.
Yeah,
the original Gears of War 1 with like the original online maps.
Yeah, and just make it better, like how the newer ones are, but just make that one better.
But just all the same controls as it, because I've only played in my life, I've only played like regular Nintendo games, some Super Nintendo games, some Sega games, then Twisted Metal on PlayStation, Tony Hawk on PlayStation, then Gears of War on Xbox, and then every single MLB The Show, every single baseball game there has been. I've got all of those, but that I literally buy a new PlayStation every like 10 years when they make you do the new one to buy the new game. But that I don't play a lot of video games, but Gears of War 1, that would be a really cool.
That was a fun one. Yeah, that was my favorite Gears of War.
Mine too, man. Easily. I never I tried 2 and 3 was fine, but man, they doesn't taste the same, dude. I didn't like it.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
I have a couple games on the list.
Yes, go ahead.
One you bring. So we're talking about shooters and stuff. SOCOM 2 would be. I would want it like a complete remaster of that.
Of it.
Yeah, I don't want a remake. I want a remaster.
I
want the
take
same exact game,
just
and
make
bring
it
it
newer.
up to date.
Just newer. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe some additional DLC or something, just to.
Of course, that's how they all do it.
And then this game really isn't that well known, but it's called Azure Dreams.
Okay. Wow.
And basically, it's this kid.
So, which kind of hand job place do you go to?
Well, that's
funny.
Like
Asian.
It's funny you say that.
I was close.
So, it's this kid. It's a role playing game. It's this kid where he's from the small little city, but the city's next to this tower, this ancient tower. No one knows what's going on with it. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or something.
Right.
As he gets to access to the tower,
right,
and you go through tower up to 99 levels, you get little monsters that are in that you get to maintain as like your pet, but they all fight for you, and they fight like the monsters Pokemon. In kind of
like a pre-Pokemon, or was this after Pokemon?
No, I think Pokemon was still around.
Okay,
but then as you get achievements, you level up, you earn coins in the game, you can then build the city out. So you're like the mayor, basically. Like you're building the city.
So it's like
outside
Sims,
of the tower,
like
kind
Sims and Pokemon,
a little bit. Eventually, you build a spa,
and then you get hand jobs.
Yes,
nice.
That's where the hand jobs come in. You get special massages.
Market is hand
job palace.
Wow,
hand job palace. That's right.
No wonder you love that game. You're just trying to get to the spa so you get the fucking hand job.
But it's got like all the anime things that you love about anime. Like it's got the weird, the weird nerdy girl with the big boobs and, things going on crazy. And then.
Yeah, that's true.
Those makes those weird sounds.
Those are the right sounds.
I described it horrible, but it is an amazing game.
That's hilarious.
I would have kind of already mentioned the other game I would have back, but they've already announced it's coming back, so I felt like it would be cheating to say the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater with the original soundtrack as well.
You said
what was that?
Said sorry. What'd you say again? Sorry, I got choppy there.
Oh, yeah, that damn choppy internet, dude. It's not going to let us live.
I know.
No, but I would say the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, but it's already been announced that is coming back with the original soundtrack.
Oh,
they're actually doing a reboot of that.
We would sit there and get drunk and play that game all night.
Yeah.
And that was a fun game.
Not drunk, but
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, no, we got drunk. Wait, what was the first one that came out? Was that when we were teenagers? Probably.
I think it isn't Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 though
maybe
better than the first one.
Maybe it was the 2 that I played drunk.
Like which one? Had 4 seasons.
Which one was the what?
They had the warehouse. They called it 4 seasons. I think.
Tony Hawk.
Oh, the warehouse. Now, yeah, Tony Hawk 1. It started out in the warehouse, where you would do the big drop down into the little
see.
And then it also had the mall and like just a townscape and everything. But it's all the original maps, the original soundtrack.
Mine was Tony Hawk 3. What I played when you would get drunk. That was on PlayStation 2. You played that forever.
Which one? What was it?
Tony 3, PlayStation 2. That's the one we play all day, every day.
I kind of skipped over to PlayStation 2. Oh, on 64?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a lot of friends that played GoldenEye. I always watched them play it, but I was a nerd, man. I was Donkey Kong Country on the 64, bro.
I like one too. I went to Mario.
Oh no, that was Super Nintendo, not 64, wasn't it? Or no,
right.
DK Country was.
Donkey Kong Country was on there. Yeah, little. I don't know what his name was.
Diddy Kong.
Yes,
Diddy Kong. That's right. That's right.
Man, we're going nerdy, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we are what we are. It doesn't matter.
You're the one that's shaming it right now.
I'm just trying to fight it. It's
Uh-oh.
like I'm getting raped. I'm trying to fight off. Bless you, COVID.
Sorry, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to nerds.
He's allergic to nerds.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't know I could travel Wi-Fi wise.
Just kidding.
It's clearly shining right now.
Sure is.
Every time I sneeze or cough, or anybody sneezes or cough in voice chat, old Ben from Small Town Mentality always goes, coronavirus.
Oh, I said that too though. I said COVID.
Coronavirus.
We haven't talked to him in a while. I gotta.
We've been on their show.
Chit chat. Yeah, we took over their show one time.
Yeah, it was fun.
We did good. It started our spree of just turning the mic on and talking.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, we did that and then we had a blast, right? And then we still stuck to our shit, and then
we're like,
now we just kind of just fucking do that now. So
hell yeah, man.
We used to have formats and stuff, and we still kind of do, but with COVID and everything and all the craziness in the world, there's not a whole lot of good news and shit these days.
Well, you bring it back to Ben. He's pretty active in the Discord channels. And then you also talked about the Kill Tony Discord channel. So you're active in there a lot too then, right?
Yeah, very active in the Kill Tony Discord. And I'm semi-active in a shitload more.
We have a Discord channel. We just we're not active in it at all.
And it shows you how active we are. I just heard about this today.
Yeah, he just found out about this.
That's
he just discovered it.
I just found out that's a thing.
So you got to download it. And
then Control Alt Delete.
And then just log into mine.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Can we 2 people log into 2 different or the
same?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that, and then you can see all the porn I have on Discord.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Porn.
Look at that.
That's what he loves. He loves the tentacle porn.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
like that shit from that scary movie. Sometimes they come back.
He likes the 8 hand jobs. he likes 8 hands of hand jobs.
I mean, if it takes that many, that's just what it takes.
That's good. I mean, congrats.
Yeah, I mean, roll tide.
Yeah, if you need 8 fucking tentacles to get you off, that works.
Have you guys seen the new Tyrannosaurus Sex dildo?
No, I'm curious.
Is it the tail?
Yeah,
is it the tail?
Look it up.
I don't want to say my.
No, it's
smart.
It is a gigantic Tyrannosaurus Rex penis.
Fucking build that.
Oh,
they made it look like what you would think a Tyrannosaurus Rex penis would look like.
Okay, I guess I'll put this in my search history.
Yeah, me too. Rex.
You're gonna get the SWAT to show up again. Hey, you were looking up some weird ass shit.
Yeah. Now this time it was me.
Well, just so you know, luckily my computer is a virgin. It doesn't jump straight to that. It didn't know what I was going to talk about in the search. So
put Tyrannosaurus.
Jesus Christ!
I put penis.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, who does that? Why am I still scrolling?
Why is it a Father's Day gift?
Why is it a Father's Day gift?
Oh my God. Okay. I wish I would have just left it on Tyrannosaurus sec and didn't correct it. Goodness. That's just all right. Well, how much is enough?
Why is it on Amazon?
How much is enough?
It's on.
I mean,
did you know that Amazon has dildos? I somehow
Yes, I have known that. That is a thing.
I'm on
Amazon
right
sells
now.
everything.
There is dildos on Amazon.
They sell butt plugs too.
Oh, I'm gonna go order.
Oh yeah,
for somebody.
Look, you can select your size. Extra large, $145
on Etsy.
Like
on bad version.
I bet you can get it for $5 on Wish.
Wow.
It's gonna
probably could.
It takes 6 months
Yeah,
to get to you.
it's gonna.
It also comes with a side of heroin.
3 people are gonna die making that.
Yeah.
Plant.
3 people die making it. 12 more die shipping it.
Got to smuggle it. That guy's dead.
And you die when you get it and use it.
It came with COVID.
Yeah, of course, came from the mainland.
Have you ever ordered anything from Wish and you're like, I regret this decision immediately?
My son has. He's ordered crazy shit on there. I mean, he's probably crazier shit that he hasn't told me. But like cheap shit. But go ahead.
I ordered this thing once off of this Instagram ad.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
right there is already a mistake.
Yeah, it was the powder that you pour down your sink. Did you see that ad that you pour the powder down your sink and it like forces everything through and like shows you the video of just it suds up from the sink and just forces everything like a liquid plumber type deal.
Yeah.
I ordered it, forgot I ordered it because it took so long. And then one day I got it and it was supposed to be like, obviously the wish.com is supposed to be like a giant thing of powder. And it was like a vial.
It was just fucking baby powder.
It looked like drugs. It just looked like, it just looked straight up like drugs. And I'm no stranger.
You get this,
most of them.
Hey, I'm here to pick up the item.
Yeah.
You're the middleman.
Like, dude, wait.
You ordered something from Wish, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm here to pick up the item.
It's like, yeah, okay, you can have this, but I just dumped it into my sink and I turned the water on and nothing like the video because it was supposed to be exciting. Like, I don't know. I was excited about it. I told my friends, I was like, I ordered this thing. It's going to be really cool. You have to show us a video of it when it happens. And I took a video of it and it was so disappointing. I was just like, dude, this is stupid. Nobody's going to enjoy this.
Worst $350 you ever spent.
Yeah. Oh, not only that. No, it wasn't like Wish. It was Wish.com size, but definitely not Wish.com price. It was like $17. I ended up paying more than $20 for this thing after shipping and everything.
Yeah,
like a vial of powder like this big, it looked like a regular size pill bottle, honestly, like a pharmacy pill bottle full of this white powder with blue crystals. It looked like fucking OxyClean.
but
It was OxyClean.
But a fun size version.
Yeah. Fun size OxyClean. It's fucking weird. But now I know that it exists. So I mean,
now you know. Don't buy that.
Now you know. Don't buy anything off Instagram, man. I also tried to buy one of those reclining gaming chairs that you see, the red and the red and blue ones. That's like you got the pillow and everything. The GSX or whatever it's called. And yeah, it was like $60. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll pay $60 for this fucking thing. And then got the confirmation email and everything looked legit. Then a couple days later, I went back to look at the site to try to get my tracking information. Site was shut down. It wasn't there. There was no site anymore. No, fuck that. I went to my bank and I showed them. I was like, I ordered this thing from this site, and this site is not a site anymore. I would like to put a stop payment on that charge. And they did it.
Nice.
They did it.
And if it would have came, it would have been like the size of a fucking dog chair.
Yeah. I've always told my wife, if you see something on like Instagram or Facebook, you see like the ad for it or whatever, go to Amazon and just see how much it is, and if it's on Prime.
Yeah.
And just order it that way. Yeah, you're more safe that way for sure.
Yes.
I feel bad about how relentless they are to their drivers and to postal workers just because of their demand to get things to our door so quickly. But goddamn, it's hard to not order everything that you fucking need off of Amazon Prime. It's just so easy.
I know, especially now, because like, people are like, I don't want to fucking wear a mask at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna order everything online.
Yeah,
and I know I can get it in a couple days.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can wait a couple days for whatever it is you need. It's stupid not to do that because you can get 3 of what you need for the price of one at a store from Amazon. And listen, my daddy didn't raise no fool. I will save money every chance I get.
Especially if you have to proactively spend it. You're like, well, I'll try to find a way to.
Yeah. Fuck, I need deodorant anyway. Sure, I'll take a pallet of it for 75 cents a stick.
Pallet of it.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah. Sign me. Oh, I'm out of lighters. How about I'll just order a 50 pack of big lighters for $48? Yep, I'll do that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not going to run out of deodorant or lighters for a long time.
Those are pandemic things you need, though. That's like apocalyptic shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. Or toilet paper, because after the quarantine, first thing I did was I got a membership to Costco because I really wanted a chicken bake, and now the chicken bake's not even there anymore. I feel let down, but I
know
never.
Costco got rid of Polish dogs, and now they just have just the hot dogs there.
Yeah,
it's depressing.
It's I was there today actually.
Yeah,
and every time I go, it seems like it gets weirder and weirder because it seems like the food is getting less and less. Like the things that you want to get or the things that you normally buy.
Yeah,
and they're not there, and it's like it kind of gets you kind of more in that panic. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, orange juice normally was like pallets and pallets of orange juice. There's only like fucking like a couple boxes of orange juice. Eggs, there was only a couple of eggs. Like, it seems like everything food wise is shrinking, and all the like they're trying to give you like more clothes and shit. Like the Costco by me, there's more clothes and furniture and shit. Everything's taking over more of the store, so it's almost like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Like, are they trying to like limit what they're trying to give people, or are they like?
Well, I'm a huge fan of conspiracies.
Yes. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think that they're intentionally
limiting,
not ordering it as much as they used to. They're like, we're in a pandemic. We need to cut costs somewhere.
And they're only going to do the things they can make more profit on. That makes sense to me. Yeah. Why not charge
that
more of to charge you more for make a better profit on what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. From a company standpoint, that makes sense.
Because one thing that I've noticed is that all the fruits and vegetables are still there.
At a limited amount.
Well, if you go into the freezer area though, like where they're cold,
yeah,
every time I've went in there, it's full.
The one by me, it's very limited.
Well,
then again, I'm
by the Mormon.
I'm in Mormontown where I'm located at, so they love to just fucking eat everything or stock up on it all.
Yeah,
and even like the produce and shit that I bought, it seems like it doesn't last as long as it used to. Which seems weird to me because when I buy Costco stuff, it seems like it lasts longer because I'll buy like these apples that are pre-sliced.
Yeah, we buy those too.
Buy those, and they're shitty after like 5 days, which normally they would last longer.
Yeah, we had to throw one of the packages away.
It's getting weird. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
I had like $60-something worth of ribeyes that.
Do they go back?
I ate one and like got sour stomach the next day, and like I didn't even notice that the meat was sour. But yeah, I lost $60-something of steaks.
See, something's going on. Like it's almost like they're not giving you.
I thought he was gonna say I lost like 60 pounds.
Yeah, from
Costco.
From fucking pass and shit. Like literally. That's hilarious.
Dude, weight is not a word I've been able to say lost next to in a long fucking time.
Same here. Yeah.
Dude, I've been going progressively upward as the scale is concerned.
I've been gaining a lot with this.
The COVID?
Yeah. It's been bad.
Because you're delivering.
I think I've plateaued out. I think I've plateaued out at 350.
You think you're good? It's just a solid year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm from 353 to 347 consistently for the last however long.
It depends on what time of day it is.
Yeah. Depends on before or after shit.
Sounds about right. But yeah, no, COVID for me, I've gained weight. Like I now work from home, which a lot of people are these days, and my routine was I would work at a place and then I would drive to the gym and then go home. Now the gyms here are closed. I don't even do that. But even though after everything, let's say, gets better, I'm still going to be working from home in my new job that I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's going to be weird to like plan out going to the gym now because normally
look how much effort it took you to come to the studio.
I know, it was a fucking challenge, dude.
Yeah.
And
I'm curious about that. Like, I feel like a lot of companies will find that they can function with a lot of their employees working from home. How do you feel like that affects you as like an employee? Do you like that?
In my world, in my world, I love it. I've always wanted that thing, that option. Yeah, like to have more of it. My last company, they gave it to us and they kind of strung it along with us, like giving you kind of, hey, you can do this, but no, you can't do this. So it was kind of like, okay, they're kind of dicking me around, and then they took it away. And I was kind of because another department in my company was like mad because we had home access. So it was like, this fucking bullshit. So now in my position, it's not, 100% at home, even if we weren't in this world. So I like it, but again, it comes into like, I have to now be more proactive to try to find a way to hit the gym and try to be healthy. I think it's going to put me in a worse situation if I don't.
Just find the outside in general. Like
that too. Yeah. I mean, well, we're so busy. So yeah, I mean, that's.
Dude, I just lean into it, bro. Start ordering multiple combos, dude. And don't even get like one combo and then like just maybe a sandwich or two from other things. Like just lean into it, bro. Just do it, man.
Branch out and hit other combos and see what.
Yeah.
That might be a way to
like, let me get a number 7 and let me get that artisan chicken sandwich and just the sandwich.
That one right there.
Also
that one sounded healthy.
Okay, hold on. I meant, let me get a number 7 and also a double quarter pounder. Can I add bacon on that? Okay, yeah, do that with just the sandwich. And then
can you wrap the meat in bacon?
Yeah. And also, can I get just like a 10-piece nugget Just the nuggets.
You guys still have
barbecue sauce.
deal going on?
So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have TV. Like I watch like Netflix. I got rid of DirecTV a year ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know if it's
Cord cutter. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is a thing or not. Like I don't know if there's commercials for this. But I was recently traveling to the Midwest, and I was at a Dunkin' Donuts, and I wasn't getting anything there, but they're now selling bacon strips, just like fucking French fries. Like
wait, Dunkin' Donuts is?
Yeah, so they have like imagine. Are
they doing that here at our Dunkin's?
I don't know, but it was in the Midwest, and it was in Illinois, and they had like straight up bacon in like a fry fucking container. They just had bacon, like you just take bacon and fucking just straight up eat it. And I'm like,
and you ordered this?
No,
right?
I didn't. I should have took a picture of it.
You should have. You should have ordered it and took a picture, like it's for research, scientific research. Okay.
Because this is what's wrong with the fucking world. Because they're just straight up fucking selling you bacon.
Guys, I got bacon fries. Have you guys ever had bacon fries?
Well, I've had bacon fries, but not just fucking bacon strips in a fucking.
Goddamn, I love America.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys have that in South Carolina? You guys have that in South Carolina? Have you heard of that?
Oh no, but I mean that does sound like something. Do you remember the KFC thing where it was just like 2 chicken breasts, like the chicken bun?
Oh yeah,
it was 2 fried chicken breasts were the bun, and it was just bacon and cheese in between that. Like, dude, fuck it, sign us up.
I wanted to try that.
Called the early death sandwich.
For real. But the bacon, I was like, man, that's like fucking crossing. Like that's bad.
I don't mind regular old bacon, but I don't know if I trust Dunkin' Donuts bacon strips that are similar to French fries. I mean, if it's like my grandma making bacon, of course, sign me up, Granny. Give me all the fucking bacon you got.
I was confused as fuck. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, is there something with that, or it's just fucking bacon? They're just selling this fucking bacon in a fry box to go. And
bacon fries.
But it didn't say fries. It just fucking said bacon. Said, here's your bacon. It was a 5-piece of bacon to go. So that was wow. That's just fucking, that blew my mind.
Man, I mean, I do enjoy bacon.
I would try it. I'm not gonna lie. It probably tastes horrible.
Are you guys fans of Adventure Time?
Is that the one with the fast food items?
Do they?
Yeah,
I've never
donuts
seen
and things like that.
I've never seen it.
There's a GIF on the internet, if that's how you say them, a GIF or GIF, whatever.
Yeah.
On the internet, one of the characters and it's a song too. You can YouTube it too. Making bacon. Making bacon pancakes. Making bacon fries. No. Okay.
No, I have no idea.
Isn't it to the tune of Alicia Keys?
Yes.
New York. All right. I didn't know if it was actually to the tune of that song or if it was just coincidental. But
well, in the show, he's like making bacon pancakes, but then someone took Alicia Keys and it syncs up pretty perfectly.
Oh, that's so good. I love it when that shit happens.
And it was, you could totally tell, you could totally tell it was
oh, that's nice. That's just good.
Okay, that's too much though. We're gonna
we don't want
YouTube for some.
YouTube's gonna get mad. Something about Alicia.
YouTube copyright warning.
Infringement.
Yeah.
Copyright claim warning.
You get that often? We get that
all the fucking time.
Every other episode. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't mind it because all it basically is it's just notifying you that you're not going to be able to make any money off of this video because someone else has already said they're making money off of it. and I'll get copyright claims on videos if I cover songs. Like they're not even close to the original version. If I just play my own version of a song, I'll get a copyright claim from it.
Isn't there like something where like you can play clips though, and it's just freedom of information? Like,
or maybe a certain amount of time, like if it's less than 5 seconds or something, maybe.
Yeah, 7 seconds or 7 or 11 seconds. I can't remember exactly which, but somewhere in there, there's some sort of a loophole. But man, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I'm wondering if that's going to change when Rogan goes to like Spotify and everything. If he'll like then be able to like play music and shit, because Spotify like kind of owns a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, it could.
They have rights to it, so that's
right. Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's a thing.
Yeah, what gets me too is Spotify really hasn't came out clarity wise with like this whole video thing with Joe Rogan.
Right. Yeah.
And is this going to be a direct competitor now then to YouTube? Because like, what if they make it to where people can monetize things easier through podcasts? Because there's a big movement right now that I've been seeing like in the podcasts, social media groups, and I don't know if you've ever heard of the podcast movement. They do like a thing once a year. Well, they used to before COVID. You know, podcasters would gather, and one of the big topics is a way to find out how podcasters can get paid the same way music artists get paid via Spotify by plays. So I'm wondering how they're going to address that.
That will be interesting. And we were talking about that the other night, and best we can come up with is that Spotify will just acquire an established video network, like maybe like a Vimeo or something like that.
Yeah.
And because I mean they got the money to do it. And I don't know if anybody will ever be able to compete with YouTube now that it's powered by Google, basically. But man, if they do come up with something better and Rogan exploits that, I think it's going to be a hard sell to keep any of us on. There. And I think I'm an equal opportunity lender, so to speak.
I'm an equal opportunity streamer.
Yeah, whoever do.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity streamer because I connect to Restream and do Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook Live, anywhere video can go. I'm putting video there. So if Spotify wants to jump on that bus, I would. Fuck yeah, I'll do that. And especially because YouTube, it just seems like every single time they give you a bunch of hoops to jump through, you jump through those hoops, and then it's like they give you more hoops. And it's
exactly.
like it's been like that.
You were able to go live at one point on your cell phone, and then you put the hurdle in that now you need 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and I mean, I felt like that was shitty. I felt like, and I get it. Maybe it's like slowing down bandwidth for all of the YouTube's servers or whatever, but I don't understand why it was an issue. It wasn't an issue prior to that, and then it was. Like, I think that maybe, I don't know, maybe shit's been going downhill for a long time, and that was one of the first things where like we can't afford to let all of these people go live unless there's a threshold because it's slowing our servers down. And instead of upgrading their servers, maybe they just throttled everybody else's ability to go live, which I don't agree with. But fuck it, that just made me go to Periscope more or Twitch.
Yeah, what moved you to a different? So it may end up moving you to Spotify if they do. They buy Vimeo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, but whatever it turns into, I mean, I'm pretty sure that everybody will be on the same boat. It seems like it. I mean, shit, Rogan announces that he's going to move to Texas, and then everybody looks like everybody else is gonna be leaving LA too. And you guys are out there in California. Where
we're in Arizona.
We're in Arizona.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew you guys were in the time zone. I just didn't know where in the time zone.
Yeah, we're in the safe zone of
we are seeing and feeling and experiencing the side effects of what COVID's doing to everybody when it comes to California, because they're coming here.
They're all moving.
They're not
here
just
and
going to
up.
Texas and Florida and all that other, like they are straight up selling their houses in California, and all the equity that they've accumulated are coming here and paying cash for real estate here. And it's crazy. It's taken our median home price from 270 something to, like I just saw the other day in Gilbert, the median home price is $440,000.
Wow.
It's just skyrocketed. Like it is. Everybody moving from California needs to stop.
Yeah, this is the PSA. Please stop coming.
Stop coming. But also at the same time, because I'm a realtor, please come and use my
come here and don't go to Gilbert, please, because I'm trying to find a place and it's not working.
Yeah, man. I've noticed that a lot of people are just, especially after the COVID, and how I don't know how other than just the people I've talked to have viewed it, but a lot of people are really upset with the local government's handling of everything out there, and like people are just getting fed up with the taxes. And I think that the COVID exposed a lot of things that were wrong with what was going on out there. And a lot of people are like now just jumping ship. I mean, Joey Diaz is moving to Jersey. Rogan is going to Austin. Red Band has said that he's also going to go to Texas, but he's going to like wait it out and see how everybody likes it first. And
he's going to miss the Ice House then, huh?
Well, the Ice House is gone now.
Yeah. Well, wasn't Leanna Turner just at the Ice House not that long ago? Like what happened to the Ice House?
Actually, the Kill Tony, the very first quarantine episode that they did was filmed at the Ice House, and that was the last thing that was ever done on that Ice House stage. Like that, I think they did something completely different. I don't know if they wanted to. I really don't know exactly what they did, but I know that was where Red Band was doing all of his live stream things from. So that's a lot to do with why he moved everything to his house. I think, like doing a lot of those Death Squad Chronicle shows and stuff like that.
Dude, you brought up Red Band doing a live stream. Not recently, maybe like a month or so ago, I watched Joe Rogan's first live stream.
Oh, man.
The very first one.
Did it make you feel good?
It made me feel like anybody can do what we do.
Right. Because I suggest that to anybody that's wanting to do a podcast. I suggest that they go watch that specific episode. Just watch the first episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, and then
amount of inspiration I got from that. Yep. Not even motivation, not inspiration. Motivation that I got from that was just like, you got to think about it. They were on probably the worse internet than we're on right now.
Right.
How choppy and all the experiences that we've had today, and Joe Rogan and him were making it work, and they weren't doing anything. They were just hanging out, and they literally just got high. You could tell before it went live on the thing, and then they were just basically live tweeting, like you were saying earlier, of what they were doing. And I'm pretty sure they were on dial-up. They had to be like, it's just no. He had his own satellite internet, didn't he? Like he paid a shit ton of money for it.
He had this monstrous setup for streaming, for like playing Quake, because he was a big gamer.
Yeah,
back in the day. So he had this monstrous setup for that. And I'm pretty sure that they just used a laptop camera and audio. Like they just opened the laptop and hit record. I don't even think they used microphones or anything. And even the first few episodes,
have a microphone because they were playing with like the microphone settings while they were live streaming. How does this sound? How does this sound? How does this they were like troubleshooting audio issues while they were live.
That's what I said when we were having fun. We should do a whole episode that way. So apparently Joe Rogan already did that first.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to be original in this day and age.
Yeah, well, Joe Rogan is like South Park. He's done it
all.
Yeah.
No, it's Simpsons.
Oh, the Simpsons.
Simpsons have done it all.
And man, watching where Rogan has come from and where he is now, as far as like his popularity and his reach.
Yeah,
dude, it is really inspirational to watch his very first few episodes because man, he's come into his own, and you can tell that he's talked or heard so many smart people say so many things that he just stuck with.
Yeah.
After so many years, and like that's when I first wanted to do a podcast, man, was when I heard Alex Jones episode 911 Joe Rogan first podcast episode I really listened to, and dude, I was like, dude, this dude's saying all this shit about these crazy people, and they're going the Hillary's gonna kill him, and he's getting away with it right here on the internet. You could do that, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome!" You can just talk and
say whatever you want.
Oh shit, yeah, let's do that. And then started Sunset Grill with a few of my buddies, conspiracy podcast, and here we are all these years later. Yeah, if it wasn't for Joe, I wouldn't have a podcast, without a doubt.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I had never listened to a podcast whatsoever until we started ours. I'd always said like, "Hey, yeah, let's start a podcast." Never listened to one whatsoever. I just assumed it was morning talk radio. That's all I assumed it was.
Yeah.
Started it, and then I gravitated to Joe Rogan to see what he was doing. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be doing 3-hour episodes. It's just not a thing.
Too fucking long.
Yeah.
Much. But we kind of took things from that to figure out, okay, what do we need to do to get it up and running and going? And we just dived in. You brought up the whole 9/11 thing with Alex Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you a fan of conspiracies?
Yes, I am. I like the thought process. I enjoy the in-depth of the stories that folks come up with for a lot of the stuff. But I do have to say that I did a conspiracy theory podcast for a long time with a guy who was absolutely gung-ho. My co-host Noah for Sunset Grill was absolutely gung-ho about every conspiracy and that everything was a conspiracy. And I'm fine with a little bit of that, but it got to be a little bit much after a certain amount of time. So I do like conspiracies, but I do know where to draw the line and be like, oh, that's ridiculous. No, but
yeah, you can't drink too much of the Kool-Aid.
No, you can't.
Right.
You
have to be careful.
I'll keep it kind of short on this, but in light of some recent events, I went and thought back on 9/11.
Loose Change? Did you go watch that, or what do you mean?
No. So 9/11 happened, right? 2 planes flew into a building and they crashed. They came down
right
with ease.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beirut just happened, right?
Yeah.
And let's say everything that they're saying on the news or the media outlets that are coming, there was a firework warehouse on fire.
Well, they said now they're saying it's chemical plant or some shit.
Well, so next to like some storage of some certain chemicals, right?
Yeah.
So the fireworks went on fire. That fire then moved to the next warehouse of whatever where chemicals were, and the big bomb went off. My thing is, there was a building immediately next to where all of this mushroom cloud damage happened.
So that
this
get rid of it.
Building is still standing. And they're saying that the bomb, like what happened, the explosion was like 250 million pounds of TNT that went off.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me that happened This building next to it, you can look it up on the internet. The building's still standing.
I believe you.
It's still standing next to this explosion happening. Yet 2 planes took down 2 towers in New York, made of iron, by the way, made of iron. So it just made me revisit 9/11 again to figure out, okay, well, what really transpired, because this building's still standing next to a massive explosion.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Pentagon situation, and that's the biggest
really weird. Yeah,
that's the biggest question mark for me in the 9/11 deal, is because there's no way to burn hot enough to completely incinerate an entire plane's body, not to count the engine metals that will not melt at those temperatures and things of that sort. There would have been an astronomical amount of damage to the building and the ground where the Pentagon was standing. Not just like that. That's idiotic for them to expect us to believe. We all saw the security footage video. That's a fucking missile going through that wall. I don't care what anybody says. I'm convinced of that. And yeah, the whole situation in Beirut right now, there's a chunk of the fucking land missing. Like if you look at the before and after, there's a GIF that one of my buddies showed me. There's a before and after thing that just scrolls across. Like there's a whole chunk of land that is just gone.
It's like a meteor. Yes, that building. It's still.
I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's fucking that building's still fucking there.
Yeah, I mean,
out of everything else blew up. That's kind of weird.
Either it was completely like what is this building, like
concrete
some fortress for some information or whatever that they're trying to either get to or destroy. I don't know.
Right on the port though, like it to me, like whatever the conspiracy may be with involved in however this happened, I just go back to how the hell is this one building still standing?
Yeah,
that went. It was right next to a massive explosion, and the Twin Towers are not.
I mean, here's the other crazy thing: is there's shit like next to it that blew up, like things that are to the right of it, which might be kind of water, but like to the left, everything's gone, and to the right, everything's gone, and yet that building's still there. But that building's like fucking crazy. Like we're saying, fucking concrete.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
it doesn't make sense.
Look at the images. Try to see it either on set. I don't think satellites are up to date when you Google things, but
they're gonna fucking hide it now.
Look at the images and then try to revisit that. How the hell does the Twin Towers fall if this building can withstand 250 tons of dynamite?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at those videos of the Twin Towers and the controlled demolition and then controlled demolition videos, and then consider the fact that however many staffers were off work that day, and the building other than like a few essential employees was virtually empty. You know, there's a lot of question marks all around that situation. And dude, they're gonna keep popping up about this situation too. All we know is what we're being told. It was a fireworks factory, and then it was like raw explosion material, and now it's like something even different that just might have explosive properties or whatever, right? Because that was stored next to it or something.
Yes, it looks like a straight up fucking atomic bomb. Like the way it blew up. I mean, that mushroom cloud.
But the whole city would have been
I know. I mean, it's not that. But you know what I mean? That's how it looked in the videos when we first saw it. I was like, "Oh fuck, that's not."
Well, thank you to the internet, though, that we have so many different angles and views of all the video of it. Like it's hard to
now
debunk that. You know, it was a missile, or like it's just a matter of figuring out, well, what the hell happened inside.
Yeah. We'll never know. We'll never know fully. I don't think we'll ever know for sure. And another thing that I don't think we'll ever know is how, and this was the one that got me, was the Vegas shooting, Las Vegas shooting, man.
Yeah, the 50,
how
whatever it was. Yeah.
How does one guy pull that off? Like, that's not, I'm sorry, but that's not, I don't think that's feasible. I don't think that's a possibility. Like,
Those
those
windows aren't bulletproof, right? But they're pretty thick.
Yeah, like
how does he bring that big of a gun into a casino? Like, it's weird.
I think after we did a lot of we were balls deep in the Sunset Grill when that happened. So fucking like it was like the conspiracy gods gave that to us and was like, oh, okay, so you got a conspiracy pot, here you go, here's this, have this now. And I looked at that and immediately with all what we thought, the most possible thing to me seemed that this dude might have been a private arms dealer, and he may set up his showcase or in one of these suites. He probably pays some of the door guys to allow him to use the service elevator to take all of these things up. And I mean, somebody of that, this is like Bond villain shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. They have connections. They can get all of these things up there pretty easily, which we know now was the case through the service elevators. And like, just, I believe that he was showing his goods to a group of people, and these people killed him and then proceeded to carry out the events that occurred. And not only that, right about, I don't know, just a few miles away from where that happened, there is an armed helicopter that you can rent that will allow you to go up into the air and just shoot shit out of a helicopter in a desert. And that's just a couple miles away. And if you listen to the video footage, it sounds like there's guns coming from two separate locations just because of the way the shit's echoing off of each other. Like the shit's echoing off of the buildings and everything. So it sounds like there's guns coming from multiple locations. I believe that the hotel could have definitely, obviously was one, but I think there was another shooter coming from the fucking helicopters that were way the fuck off in the distance.
Wow.
That's wow.
Have you thought about that one yet, or did I just introduce you to another one?
Oh
yeah, you just fucking blew my mind. Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
No, sorry. That's good. Great. I'm gonna be up all night.
Yes. No, I'm gonna be on the internet all night Googling this shit.
Nicely done. Wow. Yeah. No, I didn't know that he. That seems very.
All that seems
very
plausible.
Very plausible.
Yeah.
I mean, the helicopter seems maybe, but I mean, I didn't know about that. But
you bring that up. We're going to Vegas here at the end of this month, so maybe we need to go rent that helicopter.
Oh shit, and shoot some stuff.
Yeah,
not
go
not any. Yeah, well, luckily,
like hypothetically, how far out can you go with this thing?
Yeah,
start asking.
Yeah, do you ever fly over the strip?
Yeah, I'll just be there with a notepad. And have you gone over the strip before?
When did you start here?
How far recently have you been near Mandalay Bay?
Okay, doesn't like country music.
Oh, star, circle,
yes.
Circle.
Noted. Nah, but seriously, that there's just too many fucking question marks around that thing, and just the fact that it happened as I was an adult who was submerged into that world at that time. I am taking into account that I was already pursed to think that way, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you're already in the conspiracy mindset.
Yeah, I was already there. So that one got me pretty good, but I still don't understand. And like the whole how crazy his brother was and shit like that, and just those interviews. And now his brother is apparently a pedophile who got caught with child pornography and shit like that. And
we can't go into that.
Yeah, that's a big rabbit hole there.
We need a whole separate episode.
Yeah, we have to do a whole. Yeah, we have to do a whole nother conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Honestly, with everything that's going on with Epstein right now, like I could talk for 2-3 hours specifically as to like things.
Yeah, and the media.
Right. We have a group chat with just like the friends of us, and like one of them is a super Republican, and he's trying to say that, you know, Trump's not involved in some of this stuff, and I'm trying to debunk it in a funny way.
Yeah.
And it's like because of that, I end up going into rabbit holes of, oh shit, you know, this thing goes deeper than what we really think, and what's really being played anywhere, because the media is not covering it. They're refusing to cover it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. You would think that they wouldn't, because it seems like if there were actual, and I'm not saying actual, if there is concrete evidence, I feel like it'd be hard to keep that story out of the news. But with as hard as everybody's coming down on Trump right now, they would jump on that like a fucking zombie, like at the first sight of blood.
Not even so much Trump though. Even like just like
anybody.
But yeah, like all the they're trying to say Hollywood people are involved in all the sexual stuff, and you know you're probably hearing about all that stuff. So they're not even covering that stuff, you know. So even like things that they're, you know, people are saying that these people are involved, they're not even going to interview or even try to investigate that stuff. It's almost like they're just worried about, all they're trying to worry about right now is Corona, and you know the other movements that are going on, you know, the injustice in the nation that's going on. So it's like they're not even worried about like other things. It's just those two things, nothing else matters. There
are some people, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there are some people who believe that the coronavirus is 100% a distraction from what is actually going on, which is that they are trying to do like a giant sting on the entirety of the Hollywood pedo ring.
Yeah, seeing
and I know that, and I know you said you don't want to go into it, but
you can do an entire episode of this. It's crazy.
So maybe we need to plan that. Maybe we can do it on your show.
Yeah, dude. I'm down. I mentioned my buddy Jamie Deluxe. Like that's his deal. Like he's very much into like the exposing Hollywood in a big way, and like a lot of the stuff that I know is from watching him. But yeah, this shit goes deep, and you're right. We would need probably another hour and a half to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's end it on a high note. Can you tell you blew our minds with the Las Vegas stuff. So that
was pretty good.
Really the high note of everything. Right. Let's why don't you tell us where we can find you on the internets, and then let's wind it down.
And all your socials and whatnot.
Right on. Yeah. Twitter at Kelsey Hudgins. Instagram at yonderwizzerd, ZZERD. That's about it. DramaCityProductions.com/Kelsey Hudgins Show. Yeah, pretty much that. YouTube at YouTube Kelsey Hudgins. All of my music, if you guys want to hear any of my music, which we didn't even get into, because that would take another hour of time to just talk about that. But Kelsey Hudgins.
When we go anywhere, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, anywhere music is available for downloads, Kelsey Hudgins. All of my music is there. Kelsey Hudgins Topic on YouTube. I think that's all I got. Shit, I don't know. That'll work. That's fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Make sure you guys go like, subscribe him everywhere he just mentioned. We have some new merch out. Scott is playing with it right now. We have masks.
We have our mask.
So go and
Our
go to our
COVID
Teespring account.
mask.
You can check that out on social media and find out all of our new merch.
And water balloon launcher.
Oh, yes, it is. It's kind of a bra too. If you think of like a single boob bra. Boing.
Nice.
All right, Amigos out.
Amigos out.
This has been the Amigos PC. Make sure to like, subscribe, and review us on all your podcasting platforms. Visit us at Amigospc.net for our entire library of content and Amigos merch. Till next time, adios.